They looked like any other couple on vacation. Drinks, beach, jacuzzi. But within days, 2 people vanished. And what police found inside that apartment was pure nightmare fuel. Viewer discretion is advised. You're listening to Pale Walks. Joshua Ford and Jenny Crutchley first met at a corporate party. Both had been previously married. They immediately liked each other despite their age difference. Joshua was 32 and Jenny was 51. The age gap didn't matter to them because they were kindred spirits. Joshua was a successful mortgage broker, and Jenny worked as an accountant for an insurance company. After 2 years of dating, they decided to live together and moved into a house in Fairfax, Virginia. It was their dream home, with landscaping, a pool, and a white wrought iron fence. In order to buy and furnish such a place, they worked hard. The couple couldn't afford a full vacation, so Jenny suggested going away for a few days to Ocean City, Maryland. For the weekend, during preparations for Memorial Day celebrations, Joshua and Jenny rented an apartment in a condo hotel in Ocean City. Jenny had been looking forward to the weekend and talked excitedly at work about their upcoming plans. She seemed even happier in anticipation of the short trip. May 24th, 2002. The long-awaited weekend finally arrived, and the couple went to Ocean City as planned. But after the holiday ended, neither Joshua nor Jenny showed up for work. They were known to be hardworking, very responsible, always punctual, and consistently excellent at their jobs. So when Jenny didn't come to the office, her co-workers grew concerned. They tried calling her, but she didn't answer. At the end of the workday, her colleagues reported her as missing to the local police. Search efforts began 2 days later. During that time, nothing had changed. Joshua and Jenny's whereabouts remained unknown. Police started their investigation at Joshua and Jenny's home. The gates and windows were closed, the curtains drawn. After the weekend, neighbors hadn't seen the couple. Everything suggested they hadn't returned from the trip. Then, the police went to the apartment the couple had rented in the Maryland resort town. In the parking lot of the condo hotel, officers found Jenny's car. It was clear that the vehicle had been there for some time. Sand had gathered on the surface, covering it with a fine layer. Inside the apartment, everything was in its place. It was relatively clean, with no signs of a struggle or forced entry. Jenny's car keys were still in the apartment, as were the couple's clothes, laptop, and camera. Food was in the fridge, and the pot sat on the stove. Nothing looked suspicious, as if the couple had just stepped out to the beach. It seemed they were about to return any moment. Neighbors in the building reported that they hadn't seen or heard anything unusual all weekend during the Memorial Day holiday. It was discovered that Joshua and Jenny had used their credit card to purchase drinks at a sports bar called the Green Turtle on the evening of May 25th. Police decided to retrace the couple's steps. Investigators found the waitress who had served Joshua and Jenny. She remembered them sitting alone and said that Joshua clearly was a fan of an NBA team and was completely absorbed in the game. Beyond that, she couldn't recall much. The investigators learned that after leaving the bar, Joshua and Jenny took the bus to the nearest nightclub. The bus driver identified them from photographs and mentioned they were chatting with another couple during the ride. All 4 exited the bus together and waited in line for over an hour to enter the most popular club on the coast, Secret. Witnesses reported that the 2 couples were sitting at a table together inside the club, and they also saw them leave together. After that moment, Joshua and Jenny seemed to vanish. Their phones were not used again, and there were no more credit card transactions. No one saw them anywhere after that. May 21st, 2002. Less than a week after Joshua Ford and Jenny Crutchley disappeared, around 2 a.m., a silent alarm went off at the Hooters restaurant in Ocean City. The police were notified of a robbery at the closed establishment. Officers arriving on the scene found a Jeep Cherokee near the entrance and a man and woman nearby with stolen goods. The thieves, a man and a woman were caught on the spot. Both were visibly intoxicated. The man told the officers, "Let's just put everything back and forget about this." Naturally, the police didn't accept that offer. The people arrested turned out to be a married couple, Benjamin and Erika Sifrit. Erika Sifrit was born in 1978 near Altoona, Pennsylvania. She was an only child in the family of a successful contractor. She was a straight-A student and a talented athlete who excelled at basketball. Her family even built a covered basketball court at home, so Erika could practice every day after school. She graduated with honors from Mary Washington College in Fredericksburg, Virginia, earning a bachelor's degree in history and political science. Benjamin Sifrit, also known as BJ, was born in 1977 in Westerville, Iowa. In high school, he was a swimmer who competed in various meets. In 1996, he enlisted in the Navy and began training for the Elite SEAL unit. In 1997, he finished top of his unit and officially became a member of the Special Forces. He was an expert marksman, the best of the best. BJ was kind of the guy who could party all night, then go for a 30 miles run the next morning and still outperform everyone else. He had a promising military career. In 1999, he met Erika in a bar while she was still a student. Their relationship progressed quickly and intensely. Just 3 weeks after meeting, BJ proposed. They eloped to Las Vegas and got married. According to BJ's mother, he changed after starting his relationship with Erika. He cut off communication with his family. His relationship with Erika began to affect his performance in the Navy. Erika didn't like it when BJ was stationed out of state for long periods. At one point, while he was training in Alaska, Erika flew out to see him, breaking protocol. As a result, they were both sent home. BJ was later court-martialed for unauthorized absence and eventually discharged from the military for misconduct. The couple moved to Erika's hometown, near the mall in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Erika's father bought them a scrapbook supply store, which they barely managed. Instead of working, they frequently drank, partied, and used prohibited substances. Soon after they got married, they also began collecting weapons. BJ bought Erika a 5-shot Magnum .357 revolver as a gift. They kept snakes as pets and named them Bonnie, Clyde, and Hitler. Before long, they developed a bizarre obsession, stealing and selling stolen goods on eBay. They particularly liked swiping branded merchandise from Hooters. In May 2002, they went to Ocean City, Maryland, for their first vacation together. They rented a cozy apartment with a jacuzzi, but their plans included more than just sunbathing and bar hopping. Now, they were standing in front of police officers, caught in the act of theft during their vacation. Neither of them had been previously arrested. They were heavily armed, but didn't use their firearms during the incident. Erika had her gifted Magnum tucked into her waistband, while BJ carried a fully loaded 9mm Sig Sauer. Inside the vehicle, police found a .45 caliber combat weapon. BJ remained completely calm, but Erika became hysterical. She asked one of the officers to retrieve her tranquilizers from her purse in the car. Instead of medication, the officer found driver's license belonging to Joshua Ford and Jenny Crutchley, both issued in the state of Virginia. When asked why she had someone else's IDs in her purse, Erika said they had found them. Both she and BJ denied ever having met Joshua or Jenny. They claimed it was possible they had simply come across the documents, or perhaps they were planning some kind of future scam involving stolen identities. In the trunk of Sifrit's vehicle, police found ski masks and flexible restraints. It was possible that Joshua and Jenny had been held against their will. This gave the investigators solid grounds to request a search of the Sifrit's apartment nearby. What they found inside was far more than they expected. From the outside, Benjamin and Erika Sifrit looked like a typical young middle-class couple. But hidden in their marriage were dark secrets that fed their relationship. When their vices no longer gave them the thrill they craved, they turned to something far more disturbing. BJ and Erika were brought to the station for further questioning, while police went to search their apartment, hoping to find the missing couple alive. It looked like any ordinary apartment with gray walls. On the coffee table, investigators immediately found 2 bullet shells, one heavily deformed. Ironically, this deformation helped with analysis. It indicated the bullet had hit soft tissue, causing the shape change. On that same table, officers found evidence that BJ and Erika were not being honest. They discovered a stack of photographs, including one of Joshua and Jenny taken at the nightclub Secret, the last night they were seen alive. In the picture, Joshua is wearing a ring on his finger. In another photo, taken 2 days later, Erika is seen wearing the same ring on a chain around her neck. Police found the ring in Erika's purse. They also found a key to the beachfront apartment where Joshua and Jenny had been staying. At that point, police were certain that the Sifrits were involved in the disappearance, and possibly something far worse. The last known photo of Joshua Fort and Jenny Crutchley was taken inside the secret nightclub. The bus driver confirmed seeing BJ and Erika with the couple when they all exited the bus near the club. Witnesses had seen the 2 couples leave the venue together. But what happened next? Police continued searching the Sifrit apartment. Forensic expert Clinton Chamberlain noticed an orange substance on the grout lines between bathroom tiles. It was cleaning agent, as if someone had scrubbed the floor but didn't rinse the product away. In the drain, he also found hair with traces of blood. Investigators discovered a bullet hole in the bathroom wall that went through to the bedroom. It matched one of the bullets found on the coffee table, the one that had retained its shape. It contained white dust from the drywall. The more damaged bullet had dark matter in its crevices, likely blood. Both bullets were fired from Erika Sifrit's Magnum revolver. On the large glass bathroom window, a partial palm print was discovered. Forensic tests on the blood, deformed bullets, and other samples allowed authorities to build DNA profiles for comparison. Investigators collected samples from Joshua and Jenny's toothbrushes and hairbrushes to establish their DNA reference. Most of the DNA tested turned out to be a mixture of Joshua Fort's and Jenny Crutchley's. One of the blood-stained, deformed bullets contained Joshua's DNA, meaning it had passed through his body and was later removed and saved. Police still hadn't found the bodies, but they now understood. In that bathroom, Joshua and Jamie's lives had ended in a brutal and horrifying way. The evidence presented was enough to convince Erika Sifrit to make a deal with the prosecution. She agreed to reveal the location of Joshua and Jenny's remains and testify against BJ in exchange for reduced charges. Erika claimed that everything that happened that night shocked her and that she only helped her husband avoid punishment. But this wasn't true. According to court documents, events unfolded as follows. There was little to no intimacy between Erika and her husband. BJ was aroused by breaking and entering, and risky, often reckless, behavior. That's why he committed burglaries near their store. Soon, even this wasn't enough for him. They needed more and more intense excitement. On their way to the club, they met Joshua and Jenny on the bus. Completely random victims. They invited them to hang out in the club. Joshua and Jenny, being friendly and open while on vacation, gladly agreed. After the nightclub, Erika and BJ invited them to continue the evening at their apartment. They promised drinks, a balcony with an ocean view, and a jacuzzi. By that point, Erika and BJ had already decided that something terrible would happen. They just hadn't settled on how. At first, everything seemed fine. Then the Sifrits decided to play a game with Joshua and Jenny. Erika began wandering around the apartment, shouting that her purse was missing. It had expensive jewelry and her wallet inside. She wanted Joshua and Jenny to help her look for it, but it was a deadly game. If they found the purse, they would live. If not, they would pay the price. BJ and Erika had actually hidden the purse. At one point, Erika even dialed 911, intending to report a theft, but suddenly hung up.
Worcester 911, do you have an emergency?
Yes, I have an emergency at my apartment. There are people in my house who I don't know, and my purse is suddenly missing, and I'm afraid I'm going to have a robbery here.
Okay, people in your apartment at this time?
Yes.
I'll connect you to the police. Stay on the line.
Hey.
What?
I'm upstairs in a bedroom where they don't know where I am.
Okay, I'll connect you to the police. You can tell them, okay?
Okay.
Ocean City Police.
Hello. There are people in...
That, too, was part of the game. When Joshua and Jenny failed to find the purse, BJ accused them of stealing it. He pulled out a gun and ordered them to undress. Joshua and Jenny locked themselves in the bathroom. They had nowhere else to go. Joshua left a palm print on the bathroom window. They were trying to escape through it. The forensic evidence suggests that 4 shots were fired. According to Erika, BJ fired twice through the door, and the bullets went through and hit Joshua in the abdomen. Then he kicked the door in and shot him in the head. Jenny curled up onto the sink. Prosecutors believe that Erika took the magnum and fired the 4th shot at Jenny, but either missed intentionally or accidentally. The bullet passed through the wall into the bedroom. Erika then handed the weapon back. Then Erika stabbed Jenny in the stomach. She continued stabbing until Jenny died. Erika later admitted that the tattoo on her stomach had a special meaning. She got it on the same spot where she had stabbed Jenny. She wanted a permanent reminder of that night. So, on Memorial Day, Erika and BJ were in a huge 20-story building in Ocean City, and inside the apartment were 2 bodies. They couldn't just carry them out and take the elevator to the parking lot. So, they decided to dismember the remains. Erika said that when she returned with clothes and cleaning supplies to clean the blood, BJ was sitting in the jacuzzi with the heads of their victims. He asked her to take a photo, but she refused. BJ removed the bullet from Joshua's head so he could keep it as a trophy. We'll never know the full truth about who initiated the killings and who pulled the trigger. Erika's defense argued that she only carried out BJ's sick fantasies, while BJ claimed that she had leaned out the balcony and pointed through the bathroom window, telling him where to shoot. He said it was her idea to keep the bullets and other items. That night, she supposedly wanted to harm someone. After the dismemberment, they placed the body parts in trash bags and drove around in their Jeep Cherokee, throwing them into various dumpsters across the neighboring state. It took almost a full day. While the police were frantically searching for the missing couple, Erika and BJ were cleaning, or rather erasing, the evidence. BJ bought a new bathroom door at Home Depot to replace the one that had been shot through. There's a photo of him smiling at the store. They also purchased cleaning products and even paint to cover up the blood and other traces. After that, the couple acted as if nothing had happened. They played mini-golf, ate crab, swam in the ocean, and smiled for photos. Erika wore Joshua's ring around her neck, kept the blood-stained knife and bullet, and showed off her new tattoo at the beach. In Delaware, there is a unique waste disposal system. They know exactly where and when specific trash containers are emptied. 8 days after Joshua and Jenny disappeared, parts of their dismembered remains were found. Not all fragments were recovered. Bullets extracted from Joshua's body matched the Magnum .357. A palm print found on the bathroom window in Sifrit's apartment matched Joshua's. Among the photos of BJ and Erika, investigators also identified another couple, Justin Wright and Melissa Sell. BJ and Erika had also befriended them and invited them to their apartment. This happened just a few days after the killings of Joshua and Jenny. Erika once again claimed that her purse was missing. BJ waved his gun around, but in the end, he let them go. One possible reason the Sifrits allowed them to leave was that their vacation was coming to an end. They wouldn't have had time to dispose of more bodies. and clean everything up again. Initially, Erika told prosecutors she had nothing to do with the deaths and that all she did was help get rid of the remains. But later, she confessed that she had been involved from the very beginning. As a result, the prosecution could no longer honor the terms of her previous deal. Charges of first-degree murder were filed against both PG and Erika Sifrit. As the trial date approached, investigators struggled to find a motive. They ultimately concluded that the killings were committed purely for pleasure. There was no other explanation. The couple ended the lives of another pair simply for the thrill. As Worcester County Prosecutor Joel Todd put it, "It was like their personal addiction. Pills, alcohol, and intimacy no longer worked for them. BG was the dynamite stick. Erika was the match. If they hadn't met, maybe nothing would have happened." Joshua Ford and Jenny Crutchley were random victims, caught in the path of a couple whose obsession had become breaking the law. BJ was convicted on one count of second-degree murder and sentenced to 38 years in prison. Erika was convicted on both killings and sentenced to life in prison, plus an additional 20 years. Because it was her gun that was used, the knife had her fingerprints, and she was carrying the victims' IDs and Joshua's ring. As of 2025, both Benjamin and Erika Sifrit remain behind bars, with their futures still dictated by the legal system. Benjamin B.J. Sifrit, now around 47 years old, is serving a 38-year sentence at the Roxbury Correctional Institution in Huggestown, Maryland. He first became eligible for parole in 2017, but chose to delay his hearing and then had a parole request denied in 2025. His current mandatory release date is set for 2030, though that could change. Erika Sifrit, aged about 47, is lodged in the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women in Jessup. She's serving a life sentence plus 20 years after being convicted of both murders. She became eligible for parole in 2024, but as of now, her parole was denied and she remains incarcerated. Neither has been released or granted parole as of mid-2025. The shadow of their crime remains firmly behind prison walls. Thanks for watching. If this case resonated with you, consider subscribing, turning on notifications, and letting me know what you think about this case in the comments. And what's more important, stay vigilant. Until next time.